Want more stories in your life without adding to your TBR? That's where Audible comes in. I use it for the original novellas, the Plus catalog like Deanna Rayburn's Veronica Speedwell series, and those audiobook sales that you can beat. Right now, Audible has a special offer for new and returning members. Click the link in the show notes to see what deal you'll get and start listening today.
Hi, Erin. Welcome to Hijinks podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
So excited to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Erin Nicholas. I have been writing romance for, it feels like forever. I was first published in the very end of 2009, so I say 2010. So it's been a really long time. I think it's over 70 books. It might even be 80. I don't know. People ask and I haven't counted in a long time, so it's a lot. I love everything about it. I love everything I do. So yeah, I've been doing this for a long time.
You have been doing this for 16 years or 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2009, 16 years because we're in November 2000.
Exactly. Yeah. That was the very first November 2009. Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's a long time. So you probably have seen the shifts, the trends and stuff because you were in the early waves of self-publishing, the Kindle, and then 2016 new adult specific world, and then Kindle Limited, and then the 2020 phase.
God. Yeah. Actually, I jokingly tell people, like before Kindle, like I was publishing with a small press called Sammy. They were around for a long time, but before Kindle was a thing. So we used to have to explain to readers how to get their ebooks onto their computers. So that was, the dark ages.
Gotcha. So talk us about writing. Like, how did you get started? Because obviously, this is not as simple as I decide to write a book. I go the trad pub, get an agent, which I've heard multiple threads in this podcast, but also the self-publishing, which there's a lot of information on how to do it, like how to get started. It's fairly easy process. It wasn't easy, but there's a lot of information available to make it right to you. But in that, there probably wasn't. The internet was, there was not even social media. It's barely social media.
Yeah. And back when I started, so self-publishing wasn't really a thing when I got published. I published with a small press. And so how that worked. So I've always wanted to be a writer. Like, honestly, since I was a little girl, my parents were readers and rewarded us for good grades with books, and trips to the bookstore was a thing. And so I was lucky. I grew up in a reading household. And so books were always a thing. Always wanted to be a writer. My parents still tease me about writing longhand in a notebook on our family vacations. And my dad's favorite story is that he took us to Yellowstone to see all the gorgeous scenery, and I didn't see any of it because I was scribbling in my notebook instead. And he'd be like, hello, look at the geysers.
I'm
like, yeah, they all look the same. So I've always been writing. I've always wanted to be a writer. I wrote angsty poetry as a teenager and wrote short stories. And I'll never forget, though, in college, I took a creative writing class, and my professor said, you should really try to get published. And that was like, oh my God. Then, so kind of started working on a novel. Of course, it was a romance. I read romance as a teenager. My mom introduced me to Joanna Lindsay and Julie Garwood and all of that. But then took time off to go to grad school because I'm a physical therapist as well. And grad school was grueling. And so there was no time. And then graduated from grad school with enormous debt.
Yeah.
And said, I'll just write a book and pay that off. That seems easy. And of course, that's not how it works, everybody. But anyway, that was my motivation. Finished that and started querying like you do to agents and trad publishing. And that was the thing. And a friend of mine, Lucy Monroe, who is a published author with Harlequin, many books, she was a critique partner of mine through the Romance Writers of America, was kind of a mentor. And so she had been published with Sam Hain as well, mentioned me to her editor. Long story short, her editor read one of my books, and that's how that all happened. So I was actually published with a publisher first. And then 2014, self-publishing is exploding. I actually was a little late to it, honestly. And an author friend said, you need to do this. And so I said, okay. So I was still publishing with Sam Hain, but I had another book idea that I self-published, and then that all took off. So I was doing both. I've also been published traditionally with New York and with Montlake, with Amazon. So I've done it all. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a long time, but I've gotten to do a lot of things. And I feel like my bucket list has lots of nice check marks on it. So I'm very
Yeah. So
lucky. Yeah.
that's amazing. I think it's like you've been able to see the evolution from the 2012s when, 50
Yeah.
Shades open up the windows for
Yeah.
everything and to see the explosion that it has grown over time. Like,
It's amazing.
it's amazing. And it's amazing to
Yeah.
see like the industry has shifted. Yes, 2020 brought
For sure.
mainstream, especially reading romance mainstream, and
Yep.
it's making it like a place where people are not ashamed of doing reading
Yeah.
and let alone reading romance. Like it's
For
not,
sure.
know.
And I think social media has done that, right? People get
Yeah.
on and talk about it openly, and then Barnes and Noble puts out huge tables, and it's all become a lot more.
selling books again because
Yeah.
they were not selling books, they were selling gifts.
Absolutely. It is a roller coaster. And I guess I tell people that's what people are like, what advice do you have? And it's just like, if you're not a person who's good with change and who's good with pivoting and having other people like cause chaos in your life, this
Yeah.
is the job for you, because
Yeah.
self-publishing, you have so much control, but still there's so many forces always at work. So
Well, it's just
yeah.
the forces. It's just like basically you're shifting. Like writing audio
Oh.
is the funny thing, and like even you have to write for audio, which is a whole different ballgame for for a reader who's going to read physically or reading for a Kindle.
sure.
Like how you think about like the formats and how it's consumed and how it's actually shared, and then also have a thick skin
Yeah.
because reviews are for readers, but readers feel like invade author spaces too and have an opinion, critique, and it's like, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, the thick skin thing is real for sure. Audio is fascinating, right? Because audio rose so quickly, and now there's all this too, where it started off like when my first books were put in audio, just a single narrator, and just a nice voice reading you a book. Now it's like dual and duet and full cast and all this stuff. It's amazing.
And the voice acting and the narrators are just as important as the actual.
For sure. Yeah, I'm an audio girly. I love audio.
Yes. Me too.
I'm that girl.
I did not think I was going to be an audio girly until I was like, holy crap, like I can listen to this. And for me, what's been great has been I listen at night before going to bed. So I usually listen cozy mysteries because nothing happens in most part. Like that's the whole point. And essentially it's like reparenting my inner child, like actually having bedtime stories. So it's associate audio as falling asleep, in an easy way. And
for sure. I love that though. I love that. And I love that whole, you don't have to worry, right? Like you can go to sleep with this story because you don't have to worry. And that's so valuable.
Yeah. So yes. Erin, let's go with Merry Mayhem, which is your Christmas novella slash a little bit longer than novella, but not like too long.
Yes.
It's a happy medium.
It is. It's a long novella, short novel. Yeah, it's like right in the middle.
Right in the middle. So we're sat in a town where there's fake dating, where there's mayhem, hijinks. There's the typical Christmas stuff, but there's hijinks happening, and it's just mayhem.
Yeah, I told somebody that it's as if the movie While You Were Sleeping met American Ninja Warrior. So you have While You Were Sleeping and that family and all the craziness, and it's definitely Christmas. But then you have this huge contest. This town has a contest called Merry Mayhem, and it goes over 3 days, and it's multiple events that people participate in. And so there's an obstacle course and a relay race and cookie decorating and all of this stuff. And so our hero and heroine are matched up as teammates for this Merry Mayhem. And so,
I know it's just mayhem.
Mayhem. It lives up to its name for sure. Yes. So forced proximity with Christmas cookies.
What more can you ask for?
Right?
Talk to some of the writing process during writing this. I'm assuming off season, not holiday season. This probably took place maybe in the summer when it was near.
If I was better planner, it would have. This happened actually in September. So this was I think I'm going to write a Christmas book. So it wasn't quite as off season as I have before. I have written Christmas books in July. But if you turn on Christmas music and get a really good peppermint mocha going, you can do it. If you put your headphones on and that Christmas music, if Mariah Carey is in your head, you can write Christmas in September.
Yeah. So what's your favorite thing about writing Christmas? You read multiple books in this.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Is
Yeah.
it like the traditions? Is it the
Yeah.
Scroogeness? Is it like the idea of I hate Christmas and here's all the things that are wrong to fall in love with it? Or
I write predominantly small town. I have a few that aren't, but almost my entire catalog is small town. And I'm from small towns. I've spent my whole life in small towns. And I would tell you, I think that small towns are at their best at Christmas. Right?
Yes.
Everything is glittery and pretty, and people are happy and generous and smiling all the time. And so I think it's that. I think it's that, just that spirit. And
Yeah.
things that happen at Christmas just can't happen other times of the year, right? You can't hang a plant above a doorway and expect people to kiss. Any certain time of year, that's creepy any other time of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. What can you ask for? You have a Christmas tree in the middle of your house. It's like,
Right. Yeah. You put up a tree and put lights on it, people would think you were weird if it was like May.
yes. Oh no, we can do a summer holiday Christmas.
Let's normalize trees with lights in our living rooms.
Yes. Or tree or light or pretty lights or lights outside of the space.
I
And
agree.
that,
I agree.
Like-
The people who decorate for every holiday, like
Yeah.
just go all out and like their porches are decorated every single. I actually really admire that because I don't have the energy for that. But I enjoy it as an observer. Like I'll drive by your house and smile every single time. So thank you to all of you who do all that all the time.
Yes, I love the idea of decorating. It's something I'm like, oh, it's actually work. Like
It's a lot of work. And it's the taking down too.
Yeah.
That's always my thing. Like, I don't mind putting up.
Putting it
It's
up,
the
and then
taking
trying
down.
to figure out and making sure that it makes sense the next year. Because you don't want to like buy new things and everything.
I know. I tell people, so I married a Grinch. And
Yeah.
so my Christmas decorating is like poking him, which
Yeah.
is the fun. So taking it down
Yeah.
isn't as fun. The putting up is fun because it drives him crazy.
There we go.
And after 30 years together, there has to be something.
It has to be something. You run a
Right.
show, it needs to have a little.
I can't let him get complacent. I can't let him get too comfortable. I add to the Christmas stuff every year and just watch him roll his eyes. And
So for listeners who are picking up your book, Mary Mayhem, for the
Yeah.
first time, and they want to go back to your backlist, where do you recommend to get started?
So Mary Mayhem is the first book in a new series, which is kind of fun for me. So it's like a kickoff. So if you want to get to know my new series, this is a great place to start.
Okay.
It starts us in a new town that is going to kick off a series that then the next book it comes in January. But it is in a world. So I have built this world on the Louisiana Bayou, and I have multiple series set there. And I would say this book is probably the most close in like tone to a series called Boys of the Bayou Gone Wild.
Okay.
And in that series, it's 8 books. It's 7 books and an actual novella. But in that book, in that series, this group of people, they start off with just a little petting zoo, and it slowly grows into this huge animal park over time. And so you're in Louisiana, and you end up with penguins and giraffes. And I'm not even joking, like real live penguins and giraffes. And you'll have to read to see how that works out. It actually does. But this group of people, these friends and brothers and cousins, and the women they fall in love with, slowly bring animals to the bayou, and they have a petting zoo that turns into an animal park. And so that, if that sounds crazy and over the top, it is. It's a funny hijinks type of series. And I would say it's probably the most close in like tone to what this new series is going to be.
Well, I'm excited to go back and read the series. I'm like, penguins in the bayou? What is happening here?
I mean, yeah, if that sounds crazy, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And the way that happens, the way those penguins get there is a little crazy, but it's fun. So fun. It's
All right, so let's talk some book recommendations. Books you read, like what type of genre do you go for?
Yeah. I read what I write. I believe in escapism. I love to just sit down and get lost in a story, and that's what I want to give to my readers. And so I read crazy rom-coms. And some of my favorite authors are Pippa Grant, Megan Quinn, Tessa Bailey, Kate Canterbary, Helena Hunting. So all of those ladies I would recommend. So the most recently, I just finished actually In a Rush by Kate Canterbary, which is one of her Friendship Rhode Island books. But my favorite Kate Canterbary, and this is the one I tell everybody, is called Shucked. And
Yes.
have you read it?
Yes, I read it.
And here's what I love about that book. It encapsulates what I love to write. It is fish out of water, right? You take this millionaire guy and you stick him in a small town that is over the top. And the entire book, he's what the hell is going on? That is my favorite thing. And then he becomes like protective and falls in love with everybody in spite of himself, right? That is my favorite thing. So Shucked by Kate Canterbury. Also, pretty much anything Pippa Grant, I would say. I especially like her hockey series, though. Like old Pippa Grant is always good. The Copper Valley Thrusters, all of those guys are great. And then Helena Hunting's new hockey series, I'm loving that. I'm reading all of those as they come out. And then I read Tessa Bailey's Fangirl Down. Have you read that one?
Yes, I have. It's so. Is it the one with Gold Wine that she's funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's so good.
It's so good. I think it's so fresh, right? First of all, like if you told me golf hot hero, I would be like, no, sorry. But yeah. And my favorite part of that, again, is this guy constantly going, why do I feel this way? How am I falling in love with this crazy woman who's turning my life upside down? But that is my favorite. That is my favorite thing to do to heroes and stuff. That's what I love.
You know what? You just made me, I'm like, no, I need to read more of those. Like, why am I falling in love with you? Good unique beat, because it's like complete opposite. And it's not opposites attract. It's just, it's a questioning. You don't make sense, but yet I won you.
And like they realize it. That's my favorite thing is when they realize I am falling in love with you and this makes zero sense. Like you are going to make my life so hard.
Yeah.
But I cannot resist you. And I'm going to just, okay, fine. Turn my life upside down. Fine. It's my favorite thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That series is actually pretty good. I like Dream Girl drama. I like the stepsister, stepbrother.
I haven't read that one yet. Okay.
A little forbidden, but it worked for me. Like, it's not too forbidden. It's just like, you're not supposed to be together.
Right.
It's not a fun one. I really enjoyed that one. I read it in one sitting. I was like, oh, okay.
Perfect. I'm writing that down then. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think that and I think Pippa and Tessa both do this really well.
Yeah.
Kate too. I think if you're going to go over the top, you just have to go. You just have to lean in, and they both do that really well. So if you
read Pippa Grant, so I actually just point out like, no, I need to prioritize Pippa.
yeah, I do. You just have to know though going in, that's what it's going to be. And so if you're not like, I think sometimes you have to be in the mood for that. And I get it. I totally get it. But if you're in the mood for that, those girls will deliver every time.
Yeah. And Helena Hunting, I think Putt series is still top notch. Like such an interesting character.
Yeah.
She's the most. So
I know. I think it's so great with Helena. You can tell how much she loves the hockey and the people she's writing about. Like she just really loves her characters and her stories. I just feel like you can just feel that. Yes. So yeah.
Do you have, I know you share some recommendations. Do you have any books to recommend or
those are always the ones. If people are like, what should I read? That's kind of like yours, but something those are the ones. So, and then I'm like, well, if you've already read those, then I think just go into those girls' backlist. Those are the ones. Yeah.
Perfect. I appreciate.
Well, and Melanie Moreland, if you haven't read like My Favorite Kidnapper.
No. What is it?
Oh my God. Okay. So it's so hard to explain. So this billionaire kidnaps this baker because he wants her to make him cakes. Like he falls in love with her cakes. And this dude, I have never read a more over the top hero. I actually texted one of my readers who's a huge Melanie Moreland fan. And I was like, oh my God. So this guy is
brilliant idea. So like, much. I want just the baker.
Well, and they totally don't get along when they first meet. So she's not going to just agree to work for me. So I have to kidnap her.
Yeah.
Takes her to Italy and like his villa and like and so she agrees to it. She's not really under duress, but it's so over the top. I mean, if you like that kind of like rom-com humor, it's great. It's so.
Oh my God. I appreciate your recommendations because I'm like a rom-com reader and I'm like, oh no, I need to go back to it. So you something get reading TBR on.
For sure. Yeah. That's about all I read. Once in a while people will recommend a dark Mafia to me and I'm like, okay, I'll try. And I get to about page 20 and I'm like, I'm just not the right reader for this. And that's okay.
You totally get it. Try Richards had some Mafia rom-com.
Okay. Yeah.
It's Love Most Fatal. He is the Don. She's like the head of the Mafia. And the love interest is a teacher that she went on a blind date, and then
Oh, she's the Mafia?
she is the mafia.
Oh, I like that a lot.
She is. It turns every upside down.
I
And he's
love that.
and he's a teacher. And then he realizes, what the fuck are we
They're
doing? They're almost gonna kill him, so she has to protect him. She puts him
Oh,
to
my
protect
God. Yeah, I'm reading
Like-
that. I'm going to read that.
It's over the top, and then he has
I'm
to
going to read that.
prepare for her because she needs to marry off, and he's the one who was actually interviewing the mafiosos.
I am all over it. My
Yeah.
editor, she said that. She goes, I feel like, she goes, so not Mafia for you? I go, well, I mean, I could make like
The
a Mafia.
rom-com.
He accidentally ends up in this bayou town trying to hide out, and they're all like, hey, I know your grandma, blah, blah. This is how my town is.
Yeah.
Everybody's in his business. And she's, oh, now I'm going to want you to write that. And so mine would be
Yeah.
like ridiculous.
I
but
feel like there's a need in the mafia rom-com space. It's
There's a
working.
gap.
It worked for me. I have people recommend it. Like, it's
love
working.
that.
And we have serial killer rom-coms.
It's so true. It's so true.
Stalker rom-coms. So
I
like,
do.
but really just love your rom-coms. Like,
You've got a point. You've got
Yes.
a point. That is what I do love about the current market is just like anything goes, right? Like you write it and there's going to be readers for it because we're all so different and we're all willing. I feel like people are a lot more willing to give new things a try now. Don't you? I feel like maybe the pandemic did that to us. I don't
if you
know.
know, like, honestly, like the stuff that we now that's so mainstream, Right Choose is a big one.
Yep.
Monsters, any type of monsters,
Yep.
shapeshifters, like door romance. And
That's a good point.
Thanksgiving and the Thanksgiving food shifter.
Yeah.
That you
Yeah.
just fall in love with the pillow. Like that kind of obscure
That's a good
product,
point.
and it still works.
That's a good point. There's an audience for everything.
Where is an audience for everyone? I actually, I joke around. I'm a monitor for one author, and she does shorts, and she wanted to do like this. I was like, let's do Park Rangers, and she has a whole Park Rangers series.
Park Rangers are hot.
That there's a whole interest in Park Rangers, like
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
like
I have a couple park rangers, like a Department of Natural Resources,
yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah,
like
I have a
it's
couple.
like you niche it down, and people are like,
Love it.
what?
They're so rugged. You know what I mean? Like they're law enforcement, but
Are.
not like
No,
bad law enforcement.
they're like rugged. They're like
Yeah.
eating. They're like
Wild
meat.
animals and
Yeah, outdoor. Yeah.
absolutely love it. Love it.
Awesome. All right, Erin, tell us where we can find you online.
ErinNicholas.com is my website. I'm also very active on Facebook. I have a super fan group, Erin Nicholas Super Fans on Facebook that I'm in every single day. Lovely group of readers. I love them very much. And I also have a author Facebook page. And I'm on Instagram, Erin Nicholas Books.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin, for being in the show.
Yeah, thank you. This is so great.
Thanks for listening to the What to Read Next. For more book lists, cozy reads, and library tips, visit the whattoreadnextblog.com. Your next great read might be waiting there. Are you an author, publisher, or book-related business looking to reach passionate readers? What to Read Next podcast is a perfect place to connect with an engaged audience of romance and mystery lovers who are always on the hunt for their next great read. Now, we're offering sponsorship opportunities. Whether you're launching a new book, promoting an upcoming release, showcasing a bookish product or services, we can help you get the word out. Let's work together to bring your books or businesses to readers who are ready to discover something new. Please visit whattoreadnextblog.com/sponsorships to learn more or reach out to chat about the perfect sponsorship or package for you. Thank you much for listening. Your next great reader is waiting for you.